SOLAS Chapter XI-2, Simplified. Special measures to enhance maritime security. 1. Definitions. Declaration of security means an agreement reached between a ship and either a port facility or another ship. Recognized Security Organization, RSO, means an organization authorized to carry out an assessment, inspection, and certification by administration. 2. Application. Passenger ships, cargo ships, and high-speed craft of 500 GT, mobile offshore drilling units and port facilities. Does not apply to warships and ships owned by a government. 3. Obligations of contracting governments. Contracting governments shall set security levels and ensure the provision of security-level information to port facilities within their territory and to ships prior to entering a port. Changes in security level occur. Security-level information shall be updated as the circumstance dictates. 4. Requirements for companies and ships. Companies and ships shall comply with the requirements of Part A of the ISPS Code. Ships shall comply with the security level set by that contracting government. If ship is not in compliance with Part A of the ISPS Code, matter notified to the authority. 5. Specific responsibility of companies. The company shall ensure that the master has available on board and have ready information on the following. Identity of responsible entity for appointing the crew. Identity of responsible entity deciding the employment of the ship. Terms of charter party, IES, and identity of parties involved. 6. Ship Security Alert System. Mandates the installation of a Ship Security Alert System, SSES, to initiate and transmit a ship-to-shore security alert. Continue the ship security alert until the threat is deactivated and/or reset. The ship security alert system shall be capable of being activated from the navigation bridge and in at least one other location. Not to send the ship security alert to any other ships and not to raise any alarm on board the ship. 7. Threats to ships. Contracting governments shall provide a point of contact through which such ships can request advice. Where a risk of attack has been identified, the contracting government concerned shall advise the ships concerned and their administrations of the current security level, any security measures that should be put in place by the ships, and measures that the coastal state has decided to put in place. 8. Master's discretion for ship safety and security. Grants the master of the ship discretion to take necessary security measures. 9. Control and compliance measures. Security certificate issued under the provisions of Part A of the ISPS Code, ISSC, which, if valid, shall be accepted, unless there are clear grounds to establish that the ship is not in compliance. When there are clear grounds, the officers duly authorized by the contracting government shall impose any control measures, such as detention of the ship or denial of entry into port. The ship shall keep records of last 10 calls at port facilities. 10. Requirements for port facilities. Port facility security assessments are carried out, reviewed, and approved in accordance with the provisions of Part A of the ISPS Code, and port facility security plans are developed, reviewed, approved, and implemented in accordance with the provisions of Part A of the ISPS Code. 11. Alternative security agreements. Bilateral or multilateral agreements with other contracting governments on alternative security arrangements covering short international voyages on fixed routes between port facilities located within their territories. Shall not compromise the level of security of other ships or of port facilities not covered by the agreement. No ship covered by such an agreement shall conduct any ship-to-ship activities with any ship not covered by the agreement. Such agreement shall be reviewed periodically, taking into account the experience gained as well as any changes in the particular circumstances or the assessed threats to the security of the ships, the port facilities, or the routes covered by the agreement. 12. Equivalent security arrangements. Administration may implement other security measures equivalent to those prescribed in this chapter or in Part A of the ISPS Code. Equivalent security measures shall be effective as those prescribed. The contracting government shall communicate to the organization particulars of equivalent security measures. 13. Communication of information. The names and contact details of the national authority. The locations within their territory covered by approved port facility. Contact details of designated to receive and act upon the ship-to-shore security alerts. Contact details of designated persons available at all times to receive communications and to provide advice or assistance. Thank you for watching the video. For more marine topics, please subscribe CFIX channel. Please help us with your valuable feedback to improve the contents.